Right. Shalom. Shalom with the real Hebrew Israelites. Come week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called Babylon the Great. And we're gonna give all praise and glory to the Yahweh on track. Always. And we always give double honors to the apostles as they taught us the truth and sincerity. Like they really showed us how to search the So this is Deuteronomy 28. And the first thing I'm going to read is, if you follow the laws, you'll get blessed. You'll be blessed. But if you disobey them, there's consequences. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushai thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now that doesn't mean that you can be from any nation and start following the laws and then you'll get blessed. Because right now, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And the wicked are ruling over us right now. See that plus over there? In that plus they transport ex-cons or prisoners that just got released, or even soldiers that got back, or anybody that's fucking down on their luck. So why did they put you in prison? Because you can't pay what you gotta pay. It's never because you broke a law. Maybe you did break a law, but you're not in prison because you broke a law. You're in prison because you don't have any fucking money. How's that justice? Well, let me show you. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So what will be a curse? A curse would be a woman being placed over you. You having to take an injection that you don't want to take. When you have kids, they inject those kids with, they call it inoculation. But who knows what's in there? So you don't really have any control over anything that you do because you broke the laws, right? Mainly, the first one, thou shalt have no other gods besides me, besides Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Now that could be, an ongoing thing, because the first God you took for yourself, right? When we got the laws, the statutes, and commandments, well, you built a calf for yourself. You people right here, you guys like to build statues. You guys like to pray to statues. That's not very smart. You're praying to something that doesn't live. Well, what happens when you pray to something that does live? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it lives. They're alive. They're out here. Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So, you know, if we were back in Mexico, we would want to be coming here to get some money. But we wouldn't really need it because we have cattle, we have our fields. The only thing that's fucked up about Mexico right now is cartels. You know, you guys are stealing shit that's not yours. You're not helping the people. You know, maybe you'll get offended and come over here and try to murk. But I'm just telling you the truth. You guys are bastards. How are you gonna take someone's fucking land? Like Hernan Cortez came and did that shit, now you're gonna do that shit? Straight up wickedness. But we would have cattle, we would have sheep, we would have goats, we would have meat. Like we wouldn't need to go to Burger King or nothing like that. We would have meat. You'd be like, man, I feel like some cow ribs. You know, you bring in the biggest bull, and then we take him down, butcher him, hang him up, drain the blood. So when you drain the blood, all the blood is not completely out of it. That's why you gotta cook it thoroughly. The meat has to be cooked thoroughly. And there's a difference between straight up blood and heated blood. So it's like, it looks white, but not like white. Juiced up. Like stew has those little circles of grease. You ever see those little circles? So once you do that, it's good to eat. But we have to go to the store now. We have to go to a grocery store. We have to go to a meat market. We have to go to hell, man. Sometimes you gotta go to the doctor. I mean, I wouldn't. 17. Oh, and in the field when you know, a man should be in the field hunting. That's where a man feels better, at home. You know what I like to do? I like to start, see if I can start a fire. Like with wood and stuff like that. I try not to use a lighter. But it's pretty hard with the ferrocerium rod. But that's a lost skill. We lost that skill. We have to learn it again. We didn't need to do that, relearning stuff. It would have been passed down from our fathers to us generation, every generation. 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. So we got something called there's places that give you food if you don't have any food. Those are called basket houses. So we don't have a basket house like in our house. Like we have to go to the store every time we run out of something. Or sometimes we just don't eat it. But the point is, things are not the same. Like, for example, being a high value man is not the same thing it was back then. Because my dad, he has worked his whole life. But that guy is a high value man. He knows how to start a fire. He used to take care of his cattle. He used to be out in the mountains. But he likes this better because everything is easy. And then my grandfather came and he liked it too. But what about his grandfather? What about his grandfather? The farther back we go, we're rougher and tougher. Like, fuck, we're fucking hell tough. Like when I was in Mexico as a little kid, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, those ages, I think I stopped going when I was about 18, I used to get kicked by bulls, and I used to get hit by horses and shit like that. Things used to fucking hit me. And we weren't like, oh no, I'm crying. We were like, oh shit. Like, the thing was, don't cry. Like, you can get hurt bad as fuck, and you can make all the noises you want, and you wouldn't lose any respect. Nobody would make fun of you if you didn't cry. Now, this young kid at work, he cuts himself. I swear, he cuts himself, and he's like, "Aye!" Stops what he's doing, takes like a fucking 10-minute break, puts Band-Aid on, and it just still stays there. Meanwhile, I'm working. Oh fuck, I got a cut. I'm still working. You know, it'll stop eventually. Unless it's a big cut. Like I fucked up my fingers right here on sawhorses. Like I stretched them out too fast and they cut my skin on my cuticles. That shit fucking hurt. What did I do? I set them down and I set everything up, and then nobody knew that I got hurt. And then I went to go get Band-Aids, and then I fixed myself up. The point is, nobody knew that I got hurt. But everybody knows when somebody else gets hurt. They're like, oh, it hurts. And then they're like, are you okay? So 17 says, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. And 18 says, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. So, you know, you're not going to have any offspring like you, because in this area, what's the first thing that happens? The teaching. These teachers are clowns. Some of them don't even have kids, and they're teaching your kids to be gay. They're teaching your kids to accept everybody that's different. They say, oh, if you feel like a girl, you should tell your parents you are a girl. I'll slap the shit out of you if you came to me and said, I feel like a girl. What the fuck are you talking about? Because I ain't down with that. So that's a big curse. So the curse is the fruit of your labor and the fruit of your own kind, right? So your kids. And right now, like this generation, they're coming back, but man, there's some gay ass generations in there. Like shit, I don't know about you, but there's people that don't like to work hard. Like they'll see something that's difficult and they'll give up. Like why the fuck would you give up? Just keep going and do it and see what happens when you finish. See that car? Some work. You gotta work on that car. You remember when the car was squeaking? So, did you know what was wrong with it? There's brakes right now. There's a brake patch, but did you know right away what it was?
No, but the left rotor is squeaking out.
Squeaking again?
It's the rotor, not the pads, because it's when you turn.
But
if you brake too hard.
And then who helped you? Who helped you fix it? Right. Was it easy for me? Yeah, it looked pretty easy, right? But what happens if you don't know how to do it? A lot of guys out there, good guys, they don't have dads. You know, that's part of this curse. You know, and femininity is a big part of the curse. Oh, you gotta accuse a man of being toxic masculinity and all that bullshit. It really makes me sick. All the pressure on you women are fucking dumb. really think just because the guy doesn't say anything that everything's okay? You ever hear of something called apathy? That's when it's over. That's when it's pretty much the conversation is over because nobody wants to hear you. Deuteronomy 28 and 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Right. So you're coming into the world, you're a baby. First thing you do, start crying. You're like, damn, I was comfortable in it. Then they bring you out. Cut your umbilical cord, which you're supposed to leave on you for 8 days. They don't let you do that. You would have had all your antibodies in and you wouldn't have needed vaccine inoculation. Deuteronomy 28 and 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto, for to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, where thou hast forsaken me. And that's really where it's at for these people right here. These people right here were forced into slavery. You know? That's really their fault, our fault. But what you people don't ever do is people don't ever say, okay, it's my fault. Well, I'm to blame. You know, it's my fault, my bad. You know, I gotta fix it. You know what I hear? And it makes me sick to hear this from a grown-ass man. Like there's a correction needed and I'm trying to correct somebody and this fucking nerd ass idiot goes ahead and says it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, and I'm first thing I say is shut the fuck up. It's not okay now, is it? So I'm trying to avoid that shit by teaching that motherfucker not to do stuff like that so he can avoid that trouble. But right now for that incident it is not okay. People don't fucking understand what the hell's going on. You know, how people don't get it, I just don't understand. You know, what if you went to a guitar contest and somebody was playing Green Day and they called it La Bamba? You'd be like, hold on, that's not right. This is La Bamba, right? You would play it. But somebody told that guy that what he was playing Green Day is La Bamba. So there's going to be a point in time when you become a man, you're already a man, but when you're a grown man, you're going to see wherever you're at working or whatever you're doing at that time. And this is difficult for a real man because we got so much fighting to do. You got to fight. You got to fight women, you got to fight your supervisor, you got to fight everybody. So the thing about fighting everybody is, it's like, you're not really picking your battles. Those battles are being thrown upon you. Like for example, this is a measuring tool. But I also have a couple of tape measures in there. And they give you all the measurements. See, now I'm pretty good at measuring, but before when I started, I wasn't good at measuring. Like if this wasn't 16 inches correctly, let's say it was 15 inches and 7/16. I know what 7/16 are. You know, there's 1/16 and then 3/16 and then all the way up to 15/16 And then 16/16 will be the actual next measure. But that's just about that. So if you're not doing things correctly, who's going to correct you? When somebody corrects you, do something right. Are you going to appreciate it? See, most of those people getting in that bus, they're so-called Christians. They're going on a field trip today. Deuteronomy 28 and 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess. Make the pestilence cleave unto you. You know, so you're going to be doing fucked up things until you get it right. But more importantly, you're never going to get it right. So when you look at people that are in this chart, like all those fucking celebrities and shit, they already forsook the Lord. There's no chances for them. The only chance they got is a snowball's chance in hell, which is really accurate, especially in the summer. You don't got a chance. You motherfuckers don't got a chance. Oh, I gotta make millions of dollars. And I told you people before, I could do that too. But would you start listening to it? I already figured it out. I already know the steps I gotta take. You know, the Lord made it clear for me. But here we are. So you could be in any position and you're doing good, you're doing great, you're doing better than you ever done before. You might not be, might not be part of the elect. You might not be a 1/3. You might not even be in this. So I was thinking the other day, you know, when they passed that mandate law, because it was a law because they were enforcing it. It was an emergency law, so it wasn't really that important. There's about 350 people that work with me in my company, and this new broad sent out an email to all the people that had the religious exemptions. It was only 12 of us. So out of 400 people, only 12 believe in God. So 488 don't. They say they're Christian, they say they're this, they say they're that, they say they read the Bible, but they took that injection. It's a weak mind. They didn't know their rights as a real Christian, and they didn't know their rights as a United States citizen. So they don't know shit. You people don't know shit. You have to have somebody to teach you. What you're following is basically ideas that have no proof about it. You know, how you gonna, that's just ridiculous. This will be the last one. Deuteronomy 28 and 22. Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. That's a bunch of bad things. And they're gonna pursue you until you perish. So right now we have a lot of things that we deal with. A lot of ailments. You know, shit, my foot hurts. The left foot. But I still go to work and I still work out. But most of the time, it hurts. You know, each one of my children had to go to the doctor so many damn times. They each had something that this fucking society thought was wrong with them. And I had to suffer with that. I had to suffer through that. We had to suffer as a family. So what the deal is, first of all, you're the man. You're the man. And if you don't have a man and you're a woman and you want to be safe, read the Bible. You don't have to teach anyone. Your job as a woman is fucking easy. It's easy. If you're a nice looking woman and you want to be saved, the only thing you got to do is say, hey, is come up here and say, I want to cook something for you. Can you come over one of these days and break down the scriptures and cook for me? And I'm gonna say, yeah, but you got to be my wife. And then if you say, yeah, bada bing, bada boom, that's all you have to fucking do. Man, I got a wife at home. She's good. She doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is what she's doing right now. Stay at home. She made beans. Safe. Safe. But what about those hood rats that were at the club last night? Or Friday night, doing drugs and, drinking beer, getting loud, getting obnoxious? Well, those women are in danger. And when I say they're in danger, because it's not over yet. You can still get right. Damn. Will you get right? I don't know. So, basically, the curses will stick to Israelites. So you could be a man in Iraq. Hopefully you're watching the Apostles of GMS, and you're watching this video. Moses wasn't a Muslim. The Lord Yahweh Shai wasn't a Muslim. The real Christians are Hebrew Israelites, okay? And we're going to be consumed by the curses. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom and Kal Halalim wa Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders. Peace, blessing, mercy, and salutation to all the brotherhood out to teaching the truth and sincerity. Shalom.